Welcome everyone to Tuesday, our afternoon session. And as we are still in the technology week and everybody has so many interesting experiences and ideas to share, that's what we're going to focus on. So who wants to kick us off by sharing something that you're doing in your classroom with some technology, or if you have a question about technology that you'd like to kick us off with? But who wants to start? Should I start with an example and wait for you guys to warm up? Or Jamil, do I see your
Yeah.
microphone? Go ahead.
Yes. Talking about technology in general, like in the institution where I'm teaching,
Hmm?
in fact, every year, by somehow the end of the year, we have to take courses, kind of cyber awareness, cyber security awareness,
Mhm.
to defend or to understand, to update our knowledge on this behalf. So I don't know how we can include our this concept in our course, and how we can really be prepared for to defend any hack or any fraud or any, you know, the very similar things. Not talking about antiviruses. I'm talking about, the way this word is becoming, like hacking and its consequences. So that's all what I'm thinking about. Yes.
I thank you for bringing that up. I think it is so important, but also kind of terrifying question. We're asking our students to use technology. Sometimes it feels like we need to be super experts in order to prepare them for those things. But my first recommendation, and I hope others chime in too, my first recommendation is reach out to your IT department and invite a guest speaker to present to your students 10 or 15 minutes or something on ways to stay safe while they're using whatever technology it is in your class that you're using. That would be my recommendation.
You're right. That's a good idea. Very excellent idea. You're right. You're right. I like
Yeah,
it.
I wouldn't want to be like, okay, I'll fess up. I'm really good with technology, with the exception of cybersecurity. I am such a Pollyanna. I am so bad about that. So yeah, that's why I would invite a guest speaker. Anybody else? Ideas for this to help our students stay safe with the tools that we're asking them to use?
Hi, I can share one technology.
Okay, yes. Please go
Okay.
ahead. Mhm.
But it's very basic. I mean, AI related. I think today we have a homework about sharing the AI ones, right?
Um, there is an activity due this week that can be like, the focus can be AI, or it can be new uses for old technology, old as in something you're already using. So either option, but you can share anything today, whatever you want. So take it away.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is very basic. You can also use this in Copilot. I try to use this. Some teachers recommended for the free part, because it's just you put the prompt there, and then students can, or teachers can generate the images. I think the
Ooh.
free plan is like you can do 25 images per
Mhm.
day. Yeah. So
That's pretty good.
I tried this with the students. It's similar to Copilot because ChatGPT, the text to image is in a paid version, right? Yeah. So sometimes, in my class, I need to integrate visuals and I cannot find appropriate ones online. Like I teach high school and with IB DP programs. For the DP internal assessments, the first part is showing students visuals, images for them to describe in 2 minutes these related to the target language culture. So sometimes, lots of students choosing Mid-Autumn Festival holiday pictures, Lunar New Year. I don't find appropriate ones online, or I already used them. So I do the prompt here, like I can do in Chinese. I think this platform works very well. So
Okay.
I said, please generate an image with a family of 3 Chinese people. They are eating mooncakes. They sit inside. They sit outside in their backyard. There's a big moon behind them.
Oh,
Like in front of them on the table, there are whatever things that I want the students to describe. So I put in the prompt. And then after that, you wait for 30 seconds. It will generate 4 images. You can choose one to use in my class. So that's how I do that. But sometimes I also use this platform. Like once I created a small assessment regarding a Chinese grammar, I think I use this platform. It's about the 把 sentence. You don't have that in English. It's about a 把 grammar structure in
right.
Chinese. It's like when you describe in English, you just say, I put this on the table. I put this in the refrigerator on the top. I put this on the second level of the shelf, these. In English, you just directly use I put, but in Chinese, we need to use I plus 把 plus subject plus 把 plus the item and then plus the on above inside those preposition words. So I need to create like a living room or bedroom photos with different items on the floor, like school supplies, technology, iPad, iPhones, and then that's the prompt I ask this platform to generate. And then in my grammar assessments, I ask students just to create their sentences based on the items given and then the room by using the furnitures. So it's totally using the picture I generated. So basically, I feel like this platform for me, it's a great helper to help me generate the visual ones that I cannot find online. And then for students, I used a couple of times, asked them to when we are learning the house and the rooms, the topic, they need to describe their bedroom, right? We have boarding students, so they describe their dorm rooms. So after their description, I ask them to copy their prompt in here and then generate the photos and choose the one they like. They do this in their Google Doc. Yeah, I give students like each of them a Google Doc. So they paste the generated picture again in the Google Doc, and then they can compare the picture with their real bedroom or dorm room, and then do like a follow-up comparison writing task. So that's basically how I use this platform. But the similar ones, and I think there are other wonderful ideas, right? Regarding basically how to use text to images, the AI tool, the website.
Fantastic. Can you go ahead and put a prompt in just to show us what sort of stuff comes up? And if you want to do it in Chinese, that's fine.
Oh, okay. So I normally do this in Chinese. The first time I hear this is some college educators, they share about like drawing a dog. The prompt can be long, can be short, like um you want it to generate a dog. You can describe the colors, the appearance of it. So Yeah, at the beginning, I also use this to describe the pet's appearance or people's appearance and the clothings. So I'm putting like a please generate a dog. It's black. It has bigger eyes and small ears. It also has a long tail, and okay, so that's my prompt. Like it is sitting on a brown carpet, something like that.
Wonderful.
And then this is yeah, that's like 2 minutes, more than 2 minutes. Yeah, and then sometimes based on the prompt, based on the images, you can edit your prompt again because it won't create the ones you expected or close to your expectation. Yeah, I guess you do the similar steps in Copilot. Yeah, some ones, they prefer Copilot.
Yeah, but this is great too. This is wonderful. This is so while we're waiting for this to render the image, any thoughts from anybody about how you might use a text to image in your classes with your students? I know I've used this to just generate images for visual interest in my classes, because a lot of people, especially in an online environment, just a wall of text is really hard for most people. So having just pictures just to spice things up visually, and they don't have any content significant, any conceptual significance. They're just there to be pretty. Oh, look at this. Oh, but we got a cat. So do you find this happening often? That
Yeah, sometimes because it's it's not a 100% accurate. Yeah, I talk about the dog is sitting on a blanket. I think the first two are, yeah, number 3 is a cat. Yeah.
But still, it's a good place to start. And then you said you could edit what you have,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh yes,
Yes.
take this one and build off of it, add this or subtract that or change this. Very cool. Very, very cool. So you use it to create visual prompts for your students to
Yes.
describe, and you also ask your students to write sentences that they then use as prompts to generate an image that can go along with their prompt. So you use it in both ways.
Yes.
Wonderful. Oh, we've got another prompt in the chat. Yes. Very cool. Yingsun, do you want to show us your screen, what you just got from your experiment?
Yeah, here is what I get. I have class. In one class, the student learn how to describe their room, the location, and what's in the room, the basics, furnitures. So I just put some of like this. I want them to generate after this class. Before I just let them take a picture of their bedroom and then describe how things are arranged there. But I think if I introduce this app to them, it's more fun. You don't need to describe exactly your bedroom, but you can describe your dream bedroom. Like they might want something else, right? So
Right.
I think it has more fun. Like if they want to have something crazy, like more creative, something like that. I believe by using this, they will have more, they will want to do this assignment more. It's fun. It's like a video game, something like that.
Right. No, I love it. I love it. Thank you. And those looks like you got some, I mean, the one on the left is kind of an oddball. You asked it for
Yeah.
a bedroom, right? And it came up with.
Yeah, I said like at the corner there is a bedroom, there is a bed, and then by the window, and then by the window there is a computer table I use to do my homework, read books. There is a bookshelf, a lot of books on the bookshelf, Chinese and English. There is also um, yeah, something basically something like that. So, I also mentioned like I like sports. I like baseball and tennis. So there's so something like that. But I think it's fun. Yeah, the most left one is kind of like weird. It's more like a dining room. But all the others seems good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
This
Thank you
this
for
is really fun.
trying it out on the fly. This is great. I'm wondering, Amit or Jamil, either of you, did you try it out with Arabic to see if it also accepts the Arabic input? And while you're checking that out, go ahead, Jamil.
I know, I really didn't try it, believe me. But
Well,
I
you're on
think
your
Ahmed
phone. It would be
is,
difficult right now, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But even though when I got home, I mean, to open my laptop, I haven't tried before. I would love to. I was so curious to find out, but believe me, yesterday we mentioned that, and I didn't have a chance to do it. I'll do it as soon as I get home. Like I'm gonna try it. I'm so curious to see if that works. But I don't know if Ahmed have tried that before, or Ahmed he's doing Farsi, right?
No, I'm doing
Or
Arabic.
Arabic.
Yeah, Arabic. I
Oh,
haven't
that's
tried it
nice.
before. Yeah, yeah.
Nice. أهلا وسهلا
أهلا
يا
وسهلا
أحمد.
مرحبا
يا
جميل.
سلام.
Yes,
مرحبتين مرحبتين يا هلا. Okay, so we talk. We keep talking. Okay, I leave you the microphone.
No, it's okay. I haven't tried it before, to be honest, but I would be interested to try it out. So
Yeah.
I'll take my time with that.
Okay, yeah. All right, so that is Ideogram AI, and we know it works in Chinese, and we'll see if it works in Arabic. And then Jamil, the person who in this group who teaches Persian or Farsi is Nagin. Yeah, in this group, and she's our only Persian teacher. Let me see. All right.
Does it work on Safari? Because I opened it on Safari now and it's not working, but
Oh, interesting question. Let me see. I'm on Safari as well. I know sometimes that can be really picky.
now yeah, I had to open it again and I think it's fine.
Yep, I'm getting it too.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So one of the, oh, and it even has an app for your computer and possibly your phone. All right. So AI is one of the technology activities this week. And any AI tool, if you want to experiment with AI, any AI tool or any tool that has an AI component is fair game. So for example, I used Quizlet as an example for that activity or that assignment. Quizlet has an AI feature built in. I also provided support for Copilot, ChatGPT, and Gemini in case you wanted more tech support. So there's some how-to videos in the assignment directions to give you more guidance should you desire that. Anyway, so thanks for sharing those. What else? What else? I was inspired to use AI. I'll share my screen and show you what I was inspired to do based on the discussion about using poems or rhymes for a learning activity. And I was curious how well Copilot would handle. And I didn't go in depth on this prompt. I just wanted to do a basic, like, what will happen if. And so I asked it to compose a poem using the top 20 words in the HSK1 Chinese exam, you know, the vocabulary from that exam. And this is what I got from that. I got the poem, I got the list of words being used, I got the pinyin and the English translation. And I was thinking, this is really cool. We could, you know, assign our students to do some creative something with the language, right? Beyond flashcards, beyond writing sentences, but just, oh, let's get creative. You can write a poem, you could write a short story, and oh, by the way, here's an example. Now, I will mention, in all fairness, that in the previous group, one person felt like this might be inappropriate use of AI, that perhaps we might end up with examples that are too high a level for the students to emulate. And so that's definitely something to keep in mind. But I'm just throwing it out there because I believe it was Jamil that mentioned a snappy rhyme as a way to memorize something. And I just took that to AI and for another kind of poem kind of thing. Anyway, so that's my example, and I'll stop sharing. What other examples do we have? Oh, that's a very good point. Some schools won't allow students to use AI, and you don't have to use AI, because the other assignment this week, I mean, if you don't want to deal with AI, you don't have to. The other possible activity this week is to pick a technology that you have ready access to that maybe you've used in other ways and try and think of a new way to use it. My example was speech to text, where I turned on the dictation tools on my Mac and tried speaking Chinese and kept doing it and doing it and doing it until the results that I got were what I was actually trying to say. So I started with a known text. In this case, it was a novel. And I tried reading some of it. So I knew exactly, like, when I was speaking correctly, the characters would show up appropriately on the screen, and I could compare them and say, yes, I got it right. I spoke clearly enough that the dictation software picked up what I was saying. So that would be option B, trying to use old tech in new ways. So instead of using it as an accessibility tool, I used it as a learning tool, a learning and feedback tool. Okay.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes, please.
I do want to use AI, and I mean, I work in a weekend school, so the school do not have this like a policy not allow AI, but some of students from the daily school they cannot at their school. But My question is, how sometimes we want the student to write a small essay by themselves, not with the help of AI. How can I don't know how to explain this. How can I control when they can use AI and when I do not want them to use AI to write a small paragraph or essay? How, like, it's hard to do the boundary. So, any suggestion?
I would say you need, in my opinion, and I look forward to hearing from others. You need that information in two places. One, you need it in your syllabus where you have your policies about what constitutes, well, just your policies, and whether AI, for example, constitutes cheating or not, what happens under those circumstances, you know, that sort of thing. And then actually in your assignment directions, when you're saying, this is what I want you to do, this is what is allowed, this is what is not allowed, this is, or acceptable, not acceptable in the completion of this particular activity.
I think it's hard to distinguish if they use AI or not. Like, the students is almost teenager, they are sensitive. Like, even sometimes I feel it's not really written by them. It's you know, like, you need to consider how they feel. If I talk them, okay, I think that's not what you write. Like, you cannot do this. So that's a tricky part, I think.
It is. There are actually AI checkers to check to see if AI has been used to generate it. So I'll create a list and I'll email it out to you, unless anybody else has something right now that they, a specific website that you're familiar with. But I know there are AI checkers, just like there are plagiarism checkers, there are AI checkers, and it is pretty straightforward to find out what's been generated by AI. It is easy to do.
That will be great. Thank you so much.
Yep. What else? What other examples? Other examples for any technology. It doesn't have to be AI. We started with AI, but it doesn't have to be AI. It could be anything. In the earlier group, and by the way, I should take this time to say, I really recommend that in this particular instance, you do scan through the recordings of the sessions that you didn't attend. So in this morning's session, for example, we had people sharing formative and I can't even remember all the tools that were shared. There were so many different ideas put out there by everybody. So definitely check out that recording. And that said, any kind of technology here, or any question about technology right now, where we can do a screen share and show you something that you have a question about, these are all fair game today. All right, well, while you're thinking, I will share my screen. We'll show a few more because I came prepared just in case. Let's see. Okay. Images to just prettify your online classes or content that you're creating for your students. Text to image tools are fantastic for that. Like, I am woeful when it comes to visual interest. It's a weakness for me. But using words to describe something that I want to, put in the class, that works. So there's one. Let's see, another example. Fluent key. We haven't talked about fluent key, so I'll call this up. And fluent key is kind of like Edpuzzle. It takes video and you can add questions and so on. I will copy this URL so you can check it out if you want at your leisure. It'll take a second. So what you have is a video and you attach questions to it. Now, I didn't create this one. This is content available in Fluent Key to check it out. But this basically creating interactive video, just like Edupuzzle. All right. So there's a lot of different content and there's a lot of things in this tool. So I encourage you to, let me make a copy of this. And I'll paste that link. You will have to create a free account. That is the one, I think, drawback in some situations between Edpuzzle and Fluent Key. Edpuzzle, you can invite your students to participate and they don't have to create an account. But Fluent Key, there's an account, but along with that comes the ability to track, monitor, and assess and keep all of that information. So it just depends on what you want. All right. Has that jogged anybody's thoughts about something they'd like to share? Please? Anybody? All right. Let me tell you about another one. How many of you have ever done escape rooms? Escape rooms. Yeah. So escape rooms are task-oriented situations where you have to learn something in order to solve puzzles, in order to escape from the space, or, you know, get successfully through the space. Amit, yes, please. Oh, you did too. Great. So these are 3 examples, and I will share them with you. They were done for Star Talk by OLC last year, I believe. And they use, I think it's ThingLink. Hold on. We'll go to Portal Problems, and I will paste the link in the chat. All right. And yeah, it uses a tool called ThingLink. ThingLink. All right. So if you're into this idea of creating escape rooms, so several of the methods, the language learning and teaching and learning methods, like task-based learning is one example, kind of emphasize this idea of creating tasks, problems, projects that need to be solved, and you're using language in real world ways, authentic ways, in order to solve the problems, perhaps communicating one with another, working in teams to solve the problem, or doing it on your own. Anyway, so these can be really useful for that. There's a lot of media in these. I'm going to just go through here. These have attached documents for the students to take notes that you can assess. So you would download this document into Google or into your Google Drive or as a PDF. And then you would continue. And then this one has 3 different roles that you can play. So you can either have one person trying all 3 roles, or you can have 3 people in a team, each one of them taking a role, and each one will have different tasks that they need to complete. So there's information. There's a whole story behind these things, generally, that element of storytelling, again, that can be so important for engagement and learning, deeper learning, and so on. So anyway, and you just go through and try and solve puzzles by experimenting, by finding out more information, and so on. All right. So that's your basic escape room. I mean, they can take many formats, and there are real world escape rooms, which are kind of cool, but also a lot of digital escape rooms. Questions, comments about this, about escape rooms as a teaching and learning activity?
Looks like it's a lot of fun. It's a matter of time, dedicating some time to design the right lesson and activities, looking at the outcomes that you want to get out of it.
Definitely time consuming. This is one of those activities that would be best for a very important learning objective or set of learning objectives that you know that you would have in your class every semester or every quarter. And that you would be able, that it would have a long shelf life. So the time that you spent on it would, you know, be a value of benefit for years rather than just a one-off kind of lesson. I would never do this for a one-off lesson. Or as a lesson that you have your students create. Like, hey, students, create an escape room. Here are the parameters. Here's the language I want you to use, or the cultural ideas that we've been wrestling with that I want you to use, or whatever. I'm a fan of offloading work onto students as much as possible, because that's where the learning is, right? All right, so let me see. The other ones, I will put the links in here so that you can explore those. And the third one, Mars Mayhem. Now, it just so happens that all of these are multilingual. So when you go through them, actually what you'll find is all the critical languages and a few more. So they have Hindi as well, you know, as the Arabic, Chinese, Korean, Persian, and Russian. There's also Hindi and several other languages throughout some of the activities. So that was the escape rooms. And if anybody wants more information on that, like pedagogical uses, and or some tips and strategies for how to develop escapes, then just let me know. Escape rooms. And I can send you that info. All right, there, I've shared a couple in a row. Hopefully your brains have warmed up. Yes? Who has something to share? Soon, you want to learn more about escape rooms?
Oh, yeah, yes.
All right, I'll send you the info.
Thanks.
Okay, I made a note of it.
You can send me the info too about the escape rooms. That will be
You
great.
got it.
Okay,
I will
appreciate it.
add you to the list.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. All right, something else you're doing in your classes.
I have a question about something that came to my mind.
Yes, please. Please.
So can I ask ChatGPT, for example, can you help me come up with an activity for lesson so and so from this curriculum or this textbook? I haven't tried that before. It's just something that popped to my mind since we're talking AI here.
You want to ask it, say that again?
Can you help me create interactive activity for lesson 101 from the Arabic textbook عربية الناس, something like that?
It probably, I mean, you would have to check on specific textbooks, on whether that's possible, but you could give it other parameters instead of the textbook. You could give it parameters of which grammar points or which vocabulary to focus on. So you could say, I'd like to create an interactive lesson for beginning Arabic language learners using certain vocabulary, certain grammar points, or using, did you say Al-Arabiya?
عربية الناس.
Can you put that for me in the chat? So
Okay,
I
yeah,
make
let me
sure
let me find it. Yeah, the link for it. So
Oh, if it's online, then it's possible because you
I
can
see.
reference online content and say, use this content. Like maybe you have there's a news story or an online reading or a video. You can put the link to the online resource in Chat GPT or Copilot or anything as part of your prompt.
I see.
So let's see this. Hold on. Interactive lesson for beginning Arabic using.
Okay, I'm going to send you the name of the textbook right off here.
Use. Let's see. Now you'd want to, I was being very quick so as not to spend a lot of time. You would want to really focus your
Yeah, just like
prompt.
lesson 1, for example. So I'll play around with it and see. But it gives some great ideas here.
Yeah, it's generally pretty decent. And then now that it's added something, you can give it follow-on information, just like the example with ideogram, like, oh, this is a great beginning, but I really want to focus on or and so you can keep narrowing the focus or broadening the, whatever you want to do, because every prompt while you're in this same chat, it assumes that you're building on what you did previous.
I see.
But if you say new chat, then you're starting like with a clean slate again.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is the message about to the whole group related to sending the information about escape rooms to the whole group? Oh, yeah, we've been experimenting with the closed captioning tools and I believe what's going on is that the assumption for the closed caption is the person is speaking in Arabic and the captions are following them, not that the person is speaking in English and it gets translated to Arabic. So if you want to test it, go ahead and turn on closed captioning for Arabic. And if one of you would speak in Arabic and see if the closed caption comes through better. Would you like to try that? Jamil or Ahmed, would you like to try speaking in Arabic so that people can,
Yes.
that, go ahead.
Yes. Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Ahmed, I'm gonna put the Arabic CC and see and see if can you say something in Arabic?
السلام عليكم مرحبا كيف الحال؟
Not catching it. I don't know. 1 second. Say it again.
السلام عليكم مرحبا كيف الحال؟
Yeah, it's good. It's good, Bethany. You heard me?
Yep.
Now, when you speak in English, comes in Arabic, but it's crazy, no? But if you speak in Arabic, it works. You heard me?
Right. Yes. So it's assuming that the speaker is speaking the language for the captioning tool. It doesn't include a translation component, and that can be, yeah, tricky. So it's purely dictation.
Do you have to do anything, or you just once you speak the language, it's going to dictate it for you automatically?
No, you have to choose in the closed captioning tools down in the.
Okay, I see the language. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, got you.
And it has to be the standard Arabic, of course, because if you speak colloquial, it doesn't work. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we've been running into that problem. We tried with Chinese earlier in the previous group, and some of the stuff it was picking up and some it wasn't. So, and they were speculating that it might have been a dialect or accent issue. Anyway. All right. Any other examples that you would like to share? Let me see, who was the Quizlet user? I've written so many emails to people asking them to share specific things, and now I don't have my list in front of me. I asked about Quizlet at some point. I asked about.
Bethany, in fact, I don't use any of these Gemini, Copilot, or Quizlet, or in fact, all the courses that I'm doing hybrid, they are completely designed by the IT department. And I mentioned in previous discussion, I don't know if you get it, that I'm using Canvas, and Canva is totally very, very well organized. And every year between you and I, they add something more and more. But this is really one of the most important portal I've ever had. I use LMC, but LMC is like Mickey Mouse in front of Canvas. and everything is designed in there, and all those designers in the IT department are very, very, very knowledgeable and making this access and use all the tools we need it for. Simply in my classes, I use PowerPoint. I let the students to be in a leadership, do presentation on culture topic, okay, Arabic culture, and they use the tool they want. They can use YouTube. They can use like any link from the Google or any website. And but really, I'm not very well knowledgeable. I read about a Quizlet, Copilot, and I saw the video that you have in the course, the YouTube video. It's a beautiful one. But I don't know, like I'm gonna try to put more of this in the future probably, and why not make some variety and take advantage of it.
Mm. Well, and as you pointed out, and so I just wanna, I just would like to tell everyone that one or two key pieces of technology can get you a long way. And for those of you who are teaching fully online or blended, who are using an LMS, for example, what we're looking at on the screen, this is Canvas. This is using the Canvas LMS. It's a way to have all of your content, for those of you who don't teach online, it's a way to have all of your content all in one place. Very similar to our own class, where all of the reading materials and everything, although this is Brightspace, and it's very different from Canvas. But the concept is the same, having all your content available online. And it just so happens that Canvas and Brightspace both have built-in tools to record video, to record audio, for the students to respond in audio or video, to assignment prompts. And so really an LMS like Canvas, like Jamil, like you're using, is quite a bit of technology right there. It has all of the, you can address all four language skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening within Canvas without having to use any other tools. So whatever you need to do, if you want to explore something more in depth with the learning management system that you're using, this goes for anybody who's using the learning management system. If you want to pick a tool from Canvas or from Brightspace or whatever to explore for your technology assignment this week, then go ahead and do that. Okay? Let me see what else. Those of you who aren't teaching online but would like to put more of your materials online to encourage your students to perhaps, if they would like, to work even when they're not in class, you could use something like Google Classroom. So it's edu.google.com, and it has the ability for you to add resources, have discussions, link to videos, and all of that. And then you can have all of your stuff in one place. And if you are a classroom that's using computers, where all your students have access to computers during your class time, then all the materials are right there for them. And I will send this link. That's actually it's classroom.google.com for the freebie version. Let me put that in the chat if you want to explore that. All right, so you can have a class. You can have a class code to invite students. You can put content, all sorts of stuff, assignments, etc. All right, a few reminders then. 4.2, the activity, you have either an AI exploration, which has all the different things you can use AI for. There we go. And also new uses for a tool that you previously used in other ways. So either option A or option B, and you should start that sooner rather than later. That way, if you have a problem or you run across a problem, then during one of these live sessions, we can tackle that as a group. Okay, so start soon, and then we can help each other out during the live sessions. But that is all I have for today. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your comments and your questions and your ideas. All right. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care. And I will hang out in case anybody has any questions.